Hey Scrappers, Moose here. So this is the video that you guys chose from my poll on scrap, swap, barter, and trade your way to cash or the things that you need or want. So first and foremost, I want to send out a couple of big shout outs to some people who so far at this point have helped out with a GoFundMe that I started for our friend Bob Gill from Skillz. His computer is, as we say in Maine, circling the shitter. So he needs to get a new one, and with all the graphics stuff that he wants to do and everything, we're trying to raise some money for him so he can get a new one. A lot of us who are doing this, the mortgage comes first, so we take care of that, and then he just doesn't have it, to buy a new computer on his own. So because of all the great content that he has, and he's just such a great guy, I started this GoFundMe. So far, I want to thank big thanks to Big Keg out in Australia. Thanks for helping out. Michael Murphy, Relic and Coin Chaser, and Robert Jeffrey. So thank you guys for helping out. Really appreciate it. I'm going to be mentioning you guys again. Anyone who's watching this video, check out their channels. So let's get right to it. So here in Maine, so the whole topic of this thing, here in Maine, sometimes we call this dickering. It's when you trade something with someone for, either another item or money. The key is finding someone who really wants what you have. So it's something that this whole video was inspired by a friend of mine named Ken Nance, who gave me permission to use his name in the whole story on the video. He picked up a snowblower that someone was throwing out, right? And all it needed was the carburetor cleaned, which it's really not a difficult thing to do. There's plenty of YouTube videos on it, but a lot of people don't know that, or they don't think of it, or don't want to waste the time. So they just chuck it. They give it to a scrapper or whatever. You see that a lot with lawnmowers, leaf blowers, garden tillers, anything that's simple, like two-stroke fuel engines. So what he did was he just cleaned the carburetor up, and then he traded it with someone for a compound bow. So he took something that didn't have any value to one person, but had value to someone else, got a compound bow, and then took that and traded it for a deer rifle. So, it's hundreds of dollars worth, or an item that's worth hundreds of dollars from a few minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes of cleaning a carburetor. That's really, really easy and really well worth your time. It's really simple to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the ad that I have on Craigslist right now. Alright, so sorry about the angle and stuff, but it's like I don't often film my computer screen. So basically, you just go into Craigslist and you create a new post. There's a section right there for bartering. And then you type in what you have. So I titled mine Let's Trade. So I just listed off what I have. I've got an old iPhone 5, Samsung Galaxy S3, a yard fogger, a vintage Sony tuner, and I also advertise some services I do. I also build raised garden beds and planters out of pallet wood. I've got a box of old tools. I've got a really big tarp that's only been used once and it's pretty expensive. A bunch of old Matchbox cars when I was a kid that really don't have any major value because they were played with. I've got a computer monitor with speakers attached, a crystal collection, or a rock collection. I've got a .22 rifle that I don't use, a pellet gun, some benches that I picked up at work. They were changing the office furniture there, and an air fryer. So I listed off what I have and what I'm looking for. And within just a couple of hours of having posted this, I started getting responses. So with no money up front and just offering things that I don't need or use anymore, I'm going to be able to get stuff that I do actually need and do want, or actually sell for cash. Some of these things you can't sell very easily, like the firearms. There's a lot of different laws and regulations here in Maine. It's legal to sell privately, but you can't do it online, so I can't use Craigslist for it. I could use Uncle Henry's, which is another site. Now, another thing you're going to want to do is look around your area for different sites and different periodicals, little magazines that may have a section for either free for the taking, which is where you can find a ton of stuff I mean, just looking at this, today I looked at the Uncle Henry's website, which is like a Maine, New England kind of thing. And the first ad that I saw was someone giving away 2 lawnmowers that looked in pretty decent shape and just said, need a little tinkering. So that's usually something pretty easy that you can probably Google and YouTube your way to fixing it, and then you have something of value. All right, so with a little patience and a little luck, you can take something that's really not worth a whole heck of a lot and get something that is. There's also a lot of people who are really good at trading up. My ex-wife, her brother traded up, I think he started with a chainsaw and ended up with a used pickup. So, I mean, it's all a matter of finding that person that really wants and needs what you have but doesn't have money to buy it for themselves. That's where you're going to find the best value for your trade. So I think that's about it. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure you check the description in the video, or I have a link to that GoFundMe. And also, just to let you know, I'm now a Amazon influencer, Amazon affiliate. So for folks who see stuff in my videos, like a lot of times in my gold recovery and refining videos, people ask, well, where do you get the beakers, or where do you get this chemical, where do you get that chemical? Now, what I've done is I've created a link on my videos that'll take you right to an Amazon page that has all the stuff that I use. It's not me selling it, it's Amazon, but it's a way for me to, you know, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be making a little bit of money off of any sale that comes off of it, but it's also there to help you folks so you can find it quickly, easily, fairly inexpensive, and go from there. So again, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and make sure you check out the live stream that I'm going to have at the end of this month. And thanks again.